I'm standing here at the Visitor Center in Palm Springs, and we're going to talk to Richard, who has just been very, very helpful with some information. Richard, how long have you worked for the Visitor Center?
Over 2 years.
Do you like it?
Love it.
You seem to like it very much. You're very, very helpful.
Thank you.
How many people do you think come and see the tram? Just an approximate, how many visitors does the tram get?
Well, we're not sure of their numbers because they go straight from the road, sometimes don't stop in here. We get upwards of 300 to 400, 500 people a day through here.
Good Lord.
Not all of them go to the tram, but because we don't see some of the traffic that goes to the tram.
But you're in the Visitor Center of Palm Springs, so you're familiar with all of the wonderful things that Palm Springs has to offer.
As much as I can be, yes.
And your favorites are, Richard. I'd like to share this with all of the people out there, because you know it's very helpful when you know probably more than most your favorite spots. What draws people here?
The tram is the #1 attraction in the desert. It's magnificent when you go up to over 8,500 feet. You can get away from the heat of the summer, and it's beautiful. Some of the views up there can be, sometimes on clear days, it can be 50 to 60 miles of visibility. So it's quite spectacular. And the ride up is quite exciting. It's what we used to call, when I worked at Disneyland when I was a young man, an e-ticket. It was very exciting.
Interesting. Now, what about some of the other cultural events in Palm Springs?
The art museum is very surprising. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. It's a nice building. It's an architectural statement building to begin with, and then the collection is always, they always change it and make it varied, and it's quite satisfying actually. I love the art museum. And we also have a new art and architecture museum, architecture design museum, which is a sister museum of the art museum. And that is really, really interesting if you're really into architecture and want to know some of the history of the great architects who worked in the desert.
And that sort of blends into modernism, doesn't it?
Which
Because
is in
that's
February.
becoming huge, isn't it?
It's bigger and bigger. This year was bigger than ever. Next year will probably be bigger than that. It's 10 days in February, and we get a lot of people through here during that period. There's a lot of tours. Some of the houses, the fabulous houses of Palm Springs are open. So it makes it really fun to go on some of the tours because you actually get into some of the houses that you don't normally would get into. You can drive by them anytime, but you can't see very much. You can't go in them during Modernism Week.
Richard, you're fabulous.
Thank you.
Isn't he wonderful? Thank you, and I know there's so much more that you can share with us, but right now, I want to thank you for
You're
your
welcome.
time.
Thank you very much for asking. Thank you. Thank you very much. You too. You guys have a great day.
Joy Farenden, Windermere, over and out.